behind the camera. Okay. Hi, everybody. This show is brought to you by BigDawg Music Mafia, Corning Tea Party Patriots, PatriotsMusic.com, and everybody else that donated and pitched in to make this thing happen, and we thank you. I'd like to give a special thanks right off the bat to Alfred and Judy Souza and for letting us use their property, and we love them. They're awesome people. They got the cutest three little girls. I'm going to start this just the way we always start our meetings, and I'm going to offer up a little prayer and see if we can't be blessed here with this event. Lord Jesus, thank you for your love and grace on all of us. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for bringing us together here. You gave us love and you gave us free will, and boy, we're using it. But most of all, we want your will to be done through our activities. And I pray you would bless this event. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Could we see how many veterans we have standing here? Is there? Oh, come on, Woody. It's a long ways up, you guys. Thank you, gentlemen. Yay. And we'll pledge allegiance to the flag and do some music. It's behind you guys. We've got at least two. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Woohoo! America the Beautiful. And I'm going to do 3 verses, and then we'll do the first verse again, and I'd love singers. Anybody wants to belt it out. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of green, for purple mountain majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and He crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful, for heroes prove in liberating strife, for more than selves their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. And now the verse for us, and I love it. Oh, beautiful for patriots' dreams that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Okay, here one more time. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains majesty, America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and he crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Okay. Little adjustment. Not that. I'll tell you, there's too many knobs, too many buttons. Woody! Do you get to go home tonight? Okay, I'm going to do my song called Last Line of Defense. And, you know, you guys, I wrote it about all of us, so when you hear it, I did it for us. We are the last line of defense in my eyes. And here's how it goes. That you take away our freedom, best not to look in for our guns. Lock us up, we'll just keep on fighting, and we'll be here when your day is done. Ain't putting up with your corruption, ain't handing out no second chance. You're gonna try, but you will not stop us. We are the last line of defense. We are the last line of defense. We've had it with the IRS, that cruel collection agency. The EPA is in the way of our humanity. Union thugs, you have gone too far. Sold out the little man. You pledged allegiance to your power. Grab all of it that you can. Yeah, so we're taking back this nation. Fully armed with common sense, where each person has their own station. It's in the last line of defense. They are the last line of defense. Now They attack the very essence of our freedom and liberty when they relinquish their solemn duty to unaccountable bureaucracies. Department of Energy, you ain't done a thing for $24 billion a year. Billion. To lessen our dependency on foreign oil? We say you're out of here. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to corrupt federal agencies. You're gone because of just what you have done to our economy. Oh, by the way, TSA, you're definitely on our list for groping nuns and little kids. Ignore the terrorists. Yeah, so we're picking up our Constitution, dust it off, head for the dance. We're gonna give them an education. It's from the last line of defense. Oh yeah, we're taking back this nation, and it just makes perfect sense that the people of this great nation would be the last line of defense. We are the last line of defense. It's freedom's last line of defense. Thank you. We're going to Patty. Thank you.
Hi, Big Doggers. We're here with some ladies from the auxiliary and vets.
Ladies Auxiliary 4.
And vets, Ladies Auxiliary number 4. And I'm Linda Kent.
Linda Billingsley.
Joetta Ruggles. Treva Gebhardt.
And that's us.
So, what do you guys do?
We do lots of different things. We do packages to the deployed overseas. We've made about 85 lap blankets to go to the veterans home. We do the stand down. We volunteer and make cooling neckties and ditty bags for the stand down and help out in the kitchen and serve food for veterans. Just about any way we can support veterans groups or veterans, we try to get involved. We've been out to the veterans home and did a tour of the new veterans home that's not open yet, but it's beautiful inside. So, yeah, it's really awesome. So hopefully we can get it open here shortly.
What's the problem with it being open?
Money. It's the money piece. So, yeah. So we try to get involved in anything we can.
And are you guys behind the packages going to our troops? Are you part of that in partnership with the Tea Party, or how's that work?
Yeah, we're in partnership, I guess. We have a couple different roles. Yes, we are in the Tea Party, and we also are in the auxiliary. And yes, we actually have a project coming up. We have 15 packages that need to go over to some soldiers that don't have much family over there. So we're looking for any type of donation or help with that. Also, in September, we've got 220 packages to go overseas. We can use help with that to the National Guard that's deployed from our area over there. So, yeah. So, anything like that we can help them with. Oh, and we are working on a project. Hopefully, we'll get it together by February for wounded warriors. So, yeah, so we love our veterans and we love our country.
Does the Wounded Warriors Project, does it seem like it will go through for February?
Yes, yes. It looks like it's going to go through. We've got a location in Reading, and we're just putting everything together, but I don't see where there's going to be a problem doing the Wounded Warrior Project and helping them out as well as helping ourselves out.
And would you guys like to contribute to this?
She did just fine.
They're all shy. How much does it cost to mail one package?
The packages that we send over are, I believe they're $11.35 now. They're the standard medium flat rate boxes. We can get up to the weight in them about 80 pounds. So we stuff them as much as we can. So if anybody's got anything that will help stuff that box, that would be great. I know that we're looking for hand warmers right now for later on. And we do have like a couple soldiers. They have skin problems. So we're gathering like latex gloves. Well, it's hard for them to have anything like the shea butter out in the field, but if they can get like the latex gloves, they can put them on, and then they can put their military gloves over the top of them, and it helps protect their hands. Baby wipes are good, hand sanitizer, because these guys and gals are out in the field, and who knows when they're going to see water again sometimes. So the baby wipes, hand sanitizers, things like that can make a big difference in their day to be able to wash their hands and their face once in a while. So if you can help us out, that would be great.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for the interview, and we'll go back to Mike.
All right. Thank
Except Mike is taking a break. So that's okay. We will grab another interview. Sally, would you like to come say hi? Oh, nope. Mike's here.
Sally is also a member.
Another song I wrote is called Hey, I'm on a Mission. And I wrote this one back in the early days trying to wake people up. So here we go. Hey, I'm on a mission. This is how it goes. Time to come together and not be one of those. Left, right, red, blue, somewhere in between. It's where we come together to save the American dream. They've pitted us against ourselves in every possible way. Fish, trees, oil, land, those smokers got to pay. You large-sized people are way too fat. Skinny folks are mad. Snowmobiles disturb the peace, and talk show hosts are bad. It's called divide, conquer, watch us fall. Freedom will not stand. Make us all a bunch of serfs, so if you can rule this land. And if they think they'll hold the reins, they won't without a fight. 'Cause I have faith that America's gonna figure out what's right. Well, hey, I'm on a mission. This is how it goes. Time to come together and not be one of those. Our founding fathers gave their all so we could all be free. The least that we could do is just agree to disagree. Hey, we're on a mission. This is how it goes. We're gonna pull together and they'll land right on their nose. We'll all be one as brothers. It won't be peaches and cream, but we're gonna come together and spoil the aristocratic dream. This one is another one I wrote called Freedom Freight. Once again, it's about us. Hey, Tom. Me, I describe just what I see, like a freight train coming at you and me. A rumbling thunder, gaining ground, more climb on in every town. Grandma's on the internet, got her social sites. There's not much getting by this gal, she's spoiling for a fight. And Grandpa says in all his years he ain't never had these kind of fears. He's looking at the problem, he's got it in his sight. We're loading up this strange night, we're young, we're old, we're black, we're white. We're right, we're left, we're mom or pop, or climb on at every stop. The rallies we were at last week brought tears into my eyes. America is wide awake and reaching for the prize. With handmade signs and hearts on fire, this freight train thunders on. It's destination freedom. We're gonna right what's wrong. I describe just what I see, like a freight train coming at you and me. Ruffling thunder, gaining ground, more climb on in every town. So haul aboard, we thunder on, the nation wide awake. We're checking out those candidates, throw out those on the take. With the year's work ahead of us, we know without a doubt, first thing that we're gonna do is throw the bums right out. May I describe just what I see, like a freight train coming at you and me. Like a freight train, thunder down that track. Like a freight train, gonna take this nation back. Like a freight train, rolling sea to sea. Like a freight train, and it's full of you and me. May I describe just what I see, like a freight train coming at you and me. Thank you. And now we're going to have an interview with Terry and Sally Raposa. This ought to be great. Terry, you be good. Okay.
And we're back. And Sally would like to talk about her project with voter registration.
Yes, we're so thankful to be here and to see so many friendly faces, faces that we know and faces that we'd like to get to know. Thank you all for coming. But one of the things that the Tea Party, Terry and I do at our Tea Party, is I head up the voter registration group. And we have recently run across a poll that was done that showed that 30% of all the Christians in the churches are not even registered to vote. 30%. That is a big percentage. That is a vast, untapped pool of registered voters that could really make a difference in this election. So what we have done and what we are taking out to all of the other Tea Parties in Northern California is a voter registration drive in the churches. And we're promoting it with this video called One Nation Under God. And what it is it talks about how important it is for Christians to take their biblical worldview into the voting booth and vote their biblical worldview. And then we're also including a packet of literature to the pastors. We've got a letter here to the pastor talking about how it's not about the donkey or the lamb or the elephant, it's about the lamb. And it talks to the pastor about the verse 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their evil ways, then I will hear from heaven and forgive their sin and will heal their land. That is the verse that we're using to get into the churches to make pastors realize they have an obligation, a biblical obligation, to encourage their people to vote and to vote their biblical worldview. We also have a letter to the churches identifying what the legal things are that they can do in their churches. And so we're just hoping that all of the Tea Parties will form action groups. We have so many different churches represented by the Tea Parties. We're hoping that each individual will take this upon themselves and encourage their pastors to get their congregations to vote in November.
Yeah, and to add to that, not only 30% of the people that go to church don't register, but 50% of the professing Christians in the United States don't register to vote. There are 60 million professing different polls that are professing Christians, and 30 million of them don't vote. So when you have a situation like that where you have that sort of apathetic attitude, you sort of ask yourself what's going on. During the Revolutionary War, the pastors and parsons were the leaders of the militias. They were the leaders in understanding that with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that starts with what? It starts with life. It starts with the right to life. It starts with the pursuit of happiness, to be in a position to where we have inalienable rights from our Creator. The other thing is that what we like to do is we like to have a situation where the Tea Party is persistent and consistent in what they do. The only time you really can be in a position to affect anything is with that persistency. The Tea Party groups in Northern California meet once a week. And the reason for that is that every week you can get something done. Right now I would imagine that we have maybe 24 or 25 weeks before the election, maybe less. If you meet every week and you're working on elections, you're working on voter registration, you're working on all those different things to go ahead and get our country back, it gives us more time and more resources to do that. If you're in a position where you're only meeting once a month or once every 2 weeks, think about it. You may only have 4 or 5 meetings to do that. It doesn't make any sense. So, again, common sense. There was a book written, wasn't there? Common Sense? But, you know, that's the thing we have to look at here. The other thing is, too, is that we do a gear thing here, and I just want to show this. Because right now it isn't just the Tea Party, but we're 912ers, aren't we? We're Oath Keepers, aren't we? We're Protect Our Water people. We're veterans. We're people who just want to be involved in getting our country back. We're churchgoers. We're conservatives. So who are we? We're we the people, aren't we? We're we the people. And who else are we? We're patriots. And don't tread on us, because we're the American people. And folks, we have the power, don't we? Who does the government work for? Who? Who do they work for? That's right. That's right. So when you have a situation where someone is saying that you need to respect authority, whose authority does the government have to respect? And whose respect of authority do we have to respect? That's God's, isn't it? Because that's the way the United States was set up. We've kind of got it swamped. So I hope that if anybody's watching this, a pastor or people in churches, they understand that when you respect authority, what you're going to respect is you're going to respect the fact that the people of the United States have rights given to them by their Creator. And it's your position as government to make sure that those rights are protected.
Thank you very much. Back to Mike.
I'm messing with the camera. Okay, I know there's at least one or two cowboys out here, so I want to play a little jolly little cowboy song called The Other Side of the Hill. Watch out when they start to twist. Hold tight with a leather fist. What his daddy told him how to ride the bull. There's some jingle in his jeans, sore places in between. She's leaving me in Tennessee with a push and a pull. 10-4, honey, come on back. Horse trailer and a Cadillac. I'm a-callin', I'm the cowboy in the Coupe de Ville. Chug along up one side and slide down the other. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. Turn up that radio. Don't think about the rodeo. Don't think about the roundup out in old Cheyenne. It's a crazy circuit. Yeah, but he still works it. Well, turn up the volume. Just check the scan. 10-4, honey, come on back. Horse trailer and a Cadillac. I'm a-callin', I'm the cowboy in the Coupe de Ville. Chug along up one side and slide down the other. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. Down that rear view mirror, still grinning from ear to ear, still praying she'll remember what the wise men said. When you ride down that last one, you better make it a fast one. Just jump while he's moving, just walk away. 10-4, honey, come on back. Horse trailer and a Cadillac. I'm calling, I'm the cowboy in the Coupe de Ville. Chug along up one side, slide down the other. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. Thank you. Hello, Mark. Oh, I see your friends all over this place. And Bob and Woody, you guys. June's sitting down here. We love you, June. Go back to eating. We won't bother you. This is a little Willie Nelson song. It might be kind of a drinking song if you're a horse, I guess. Let's see. Comes on the 6 o'clock news. He said somebody's been shot, somebody's been abused, somebody blew up a building, somebody stole a car, somebody got away, somebody didn't get too far. They didn't get too far. Grandpappy told my pappy back in my day, son, he said a man had to answer for the ways that he done. Take all the rope in Texas and find a tall oak tree. We'll hang up all of them bad boys high in the tree for all the people to see. That justice is one thing you should always find. Gotta settle up your boys, gotta draw a hard line. When America wins, we'll sing a victory tune. Yes, and we'll all meet back at the local saloon. We'll raise up our glasses against evil forces, singing whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. and the gangsters doing dirty deeds. They got too much corruption and crime in the street. It's time the long arm of the law. Put a few more in the ground, we'll send them all to their maker. You know that he'll set them down. You can bet he'll set them down. 'Cause justice is one thing you should always find. You gotta settle up your voice, gotta draw a hard line, and when America wins, we'll sing a victory tune. Yes, then we'll all meet back at the local saloon. We'll raise up our glasses against evil forces, singing whiskey for my men, beer for my horses, singing whiskey for my men, oh, beer for our horses. Whoa! Thank you.
Hi, guys.
It's interview time.
And Mark, did you give your horses any beer today?
No, I drank it myself.
Okay, Big Doggers, this is Mark Kent. He's a member of Big Dog Music Mafia, and this is the guy on the last open mic that gave us a little bit of a puzzlement on the Tatonk. We needed a Tatonk. This is Tatonka.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, nobody knew who I was, except you guys. Yeah, I think I was in a rare form that day. Maybe I did have a little whiskey and some beer that day or something. I'd like to say hello to Lisa May. And Lisa May, is that how you pronounce it? And I don't know who all else is out there, but all the Big Dog crew. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. You guys been doing a great job out there.
Well, Mark, tell them a little bit about Sovereign Minds.
Sovereign Minds. Well, it's 1460 KCNR. You can go to 1460.com and get in on the programming there. Go to the live. We have Sovereign Minds on at 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Also, that has We the People on Sunday mornings at 8 to 10. And we have two different kind of takes in a lot of different ways. Me being Sovereign Minds, I like to go after the cutting edge stuff that nobody else wants to touch for whatever reason. And so we did an interview this morning with Mike Zullo from Arpaio's sheriff posse. We should be having Jerome Corsi on in the next couple of weeks. We've already been in contact with him, and he did the Where's the Real Birth Certificate book. And so we've been kind of going after that, but we're going after anything that we can to get the media or the news out there is just not cutting it anymore. We have to become the media, because the facts are that the media is just so in the tank now for the government and the powers that be that we're not getting any news. We're just getting lied to constantly. So that's what we're targeting, and that's what we're saying. We got to become the media now in order to offset the mainstream stuff that is basically lying or disinformation, twisting and spinning to where we're not getting any of the news. So that's what Sovereign Minds is about. That's what We the People is about as well. So
good. Yeah, we need to offer them a choice. We're doing that at Big Dog Music Mafia. We now have 24/7 radios at BigDawgMusicMafia.com/radio, I think. Lisa, am I wrong on that? But you can go to Big Dog Music Mafia and find the link up at the top.
would you give us your opinion on the stability of the dollar, that kind of thing, how we're setting?
You guys might not have heard that. Mike wants Mark to tell everybody about the stability of the dollar right now.
Yeah, I guess that's the other thing we do on Sovereign Minds is I'm a financial expert. I've been in the business for 30 years in taxes, consulting. I'm also a wholesale precious metal dealer. And the fact is that it doesn't look good right now. I mean, the government is skewing so many of the figures now that you can't get a clear picture of inflation, unemployment. I mean, really, 8.2% unemployment. I mean, I don't know where they're getting that figure from. They're just making it up. Same for the inflation figures. They've been saying 2% inflation. Really, I guess none of them shop at the store. So, but what that is an indicator of is the dollar being debased. and it looks like they're getting ready to announce, if not announce, because anything these guys say, you can just about bet it's going to be the opposite. All you have to do is listen to Ben Bernanke, and whatever he says is going on is exactly the opposite, and you can bet on it. So he's been wrong 100% of the time. So it's really true. You can You can use Bernanke as the bellwether for your investments. So if he says the dollar's sound, it's lousy. And so we are getting into a point where they're going to have to initiate QA3 pretty soon, which basically is a term that means counterfeiting money. And that's where we're at. We've gotten to the point where our dollar is falling apart because of basically the Federal Reserve counterfeiting and debasing the currency by introducing more and more of it into the system. So that's one of those questions that, how does a engine work? Well, you turn the key on, you start driving, or we can start talking about how a four-stroke engine works. So that's that kind of question. But in a nutshell, we're in deep trouble. Everybody out there should be getting self-reliant, storing food, and getting ready for this storm to get a lot worse than it is now. And that's the best advice I can give right now.
Well, how about people with 401ks?
Yeah, well, a 401k is a vehicle, not an investment. In other words, that's like saying I have a bank. I have stock. Well, what do you have stock in? Is it a stock in GM? Is it stock in junk bonds? Or what is it invested in? So right now the stock market is being falsely, it's going up, but if you value it against a real asset like gold, it's crashing. So if you've got your money in the stock market right now, I think that's a big mistake. So you got to look at a 401k and say, what is it? Is it bonds? We got a huge bond bubble going. The reason that we recommend precious metals in all cases at this point is because there's no counterparty risk. If you think about any investment vehicle across the board right now, they all have counterparty risk. There's somebody else that has to perform in order for you to get paid. Whether it's interest in the bank, CDs, you name it. The reason that everybody runs into gold and precious metals in this environment is it's the only safe place to be. And that's what I recommend. Get out of your 401ks, and if you can't, try to roll it into a precious metal with segregated vault storage where you actually own the physical metal.
A year or two ago, you were pushing silver over gold. Are you still at that standpoint?
Silver is going to outperform gold 5, 6 to 1 when this starts happening. The word is right now, and it started to jump up today. You got to take everything with a grain of salt here, and this is like steering a battleship. It doesn't turn quickly, but it looks like the market's starting to go on an upturn again. And silver is got so many different reasons why it's going to outperform gold. It's ridiculous. Do your homework, and you'll discover. I would purchase. In fact, one of the big guys I work with is traded off his gold and invested it in silver. So that ought to tell you something.
Yeah, that's quite the deal. Well, Mark, thank you for talking to us, and Mike is back at the helm. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, all right, cool. Another song I wrote is called Up Against It. I think I was having a bad evening, and I was thinking, boy, are we up against it. So I wrote this song. Makes sense, doesn't it, Keith? I'm up against a world gone insane. Is it just me? Well, I know I'm no angel, but you, brother, and you, sister, are you looking? Can you see? And what you see, is it causing you this pain? Up against it every day, every way. Like greedy people rule the day. Broken families everywhere, everywhere. Messed up children, doesn't anybody care? We're up against the powers that be. Can't do much if it's only me. Write these words, hope they're heard. Up against it, you and me. It's gonna take us all to fight the powers that be. We're up against it every day, every way. If they lie, who can trust in what they say? If their only quest is power, the heart grows darker by the hour. We're up against an evil soul, and it wants to have control. Up against it, my own pride. Up against it, what's deep inside. The first battle's fought within. Fight your fight and then join in. Up against it, me and you. Then we'll fight for what is true. Thank you.
Are you ready? Hey, Keith, hang on just a minute. We're going to get Jim.
Oh, good. You can have her all night.
Well, I didn't know that.
You gotta turn it on.
This is June Cooper, and she's a go-getter for the Tea Party.
Well, everybody, this is going to be really short. There's a group of us that travel around, and we've attended the six-county regional water board, and they're from Red Bluff, and we've been going since January to their meetings, and they're trying to get Proposition 84 money, and we're losing our water. It's they say they're going to save it for us, but they've all voted to take the money, and Brenda kept telling them not to take the money, and they're going to go for it. And then besides that, we go to Reading once in a while to their tea parties, and then we also have attended the time when the library was not allowed to have their Constitution set in their library in Reading, and we went up to their meetings there, and I'm not too sure if they finally came down on a decision. I think they can have it outside. So I tried in our library, and they did welcome us in and told us we could put up our Constitutions, and they were very, very friendly with us. So Red Bluff is a little bit more lenient. And the other thing, I decided last winter sometime that we should have coordination, and this is really important, and our Board of Supervisors were very slow getting into coordination. They drug their feet a long time, but I kept pushing on them, and finally they come to the agreement that they could form a coordination committee. So they picked 3 Tea Party people. Tom Knorr, which is here today, is one of them, and Roger Marsh from Red Bluff, and Bill Oswald from Red Bluff. I didn't want to belong to the coordination committee. I felt that if I was bringing stuff into them, they would have something to meet with, and so I aggravate them. as much as I can. And they have all these little rules that you're supposed to only give a 3-minute talk when you get up there, and I give my full 3 minutes because, and also when we get up there, Tom Moeller also does a lot of talking, and Tom and I work together at the Board of Supervisors, which we attend every Tuesday that we can. We attend the Board of Supervisors, and we question them now, even during the meeting. And I noticed it in Reading, they did not let, the Board of Supervisors did not let the people talk if there was a question in their meeting part. They don't let them talk. We've got our Board of I'm glad they're not here today. We got our Board of Supervisors that when we raise our hand and somebody's pushing something through we don't like, they'll ask us to come up and talk about it. I'm not telling you that we ever win anything, but they know we're there, and they're more lenient about what they do now, and they're making us part of the community. And they know we wear our Tea Party hats in there, and they know who we are, and they respect us, and they come and talk to us. They are really a good board. We've got a new one on there now, and I don't know how that's going to work, but anyhow, we're doing really well with that. And in our Tea Party, we've had a lot of turnover of who's going to be the master of ceremonies and everything. So we're really not lined out all that well on our Tea Party yet. But at our Tea Party, we try to have things that are in the community, that affect our community. And we have district attorney, probation officer, the sheriff. The sheriff is a really good sheriff. He'll come at any time. We've done the sheriff, the constitutional sheriff thing in Red Bluff, and him and Patsy and Tom Moeller ran that, and boy, it really turned out really, really well. And next week or week after next, we're going to start on Agenda 21, getting the whole Tea Party into it because they don't seem to understand what it is. And it's going to be hard to do this because there's so much of it. It's such a big area, but we're really going to try to take a little at a time until people understand what's happening to our country. Thank you.
June, the BigDawg crowd out there is on the East Coast. The majority of the people are over there on the East Coast, and I don't know that they have ever heard of the coordination process. I don't know if they know what it is. They do know about Agenda 21. Could you maybe explain coordination to them?
Okay, it's a government discussing with another government an issue that neither one can really come to terms with. And so they form two committees, and they have outside people besides government people sitting on these committees to try to iron out a situation where they are both agreeable. And so far, I don't know how Reading's accomplished much with theirs. They've done the travel management plan and Sylvia is really pushing that along hard. But ours, we've only met 4 times, so I don't see how we really coordinated with anybody. We've had the forestry in there from Lassen and Lassen National Forest, and we want the tickets to stop. They write tickets if you park off the highway more than 21 inches, and we wanted those tickets to stop. And the guy hum and hawed around, and our coordination committee isn't up on it enough to really push, and so it kind of slid. And it was like, I understand what you're saying about the tickets, but this is the way it's going to be. So that's not coordination. So we're not making anybody really work with it. And on the East Coast, I don't know, their troubles over there, and even in Southern California, their troubles down there are different than ours here. We have the forestry, we have the water, we have things that are different down there. In Southern California, they're going into stack 'em pack 'ems. And Heather Gass is down there trying to stop that. She's also Rosa is trying to get the Tea Parties together to stop that. But I know for a fact that they're hauling the stuff in there to build them, and they're knocking down houses that are that are repossessed, and they're starting to build them. And I know some truckers that are hauling stuff down there right now, and they've been working all winter hauling stuff into the Bay Area and into Los Angeles, building the stack and pack'ems to shove us down in there and make us live in those high-rise things. And they have all kinds of crazy plans for us. And, boy, we've really got to stop what's going on. We really do.
Thank you, June. We appreciate what you do at all of these meetings. June is so awesome because, like Mike and Katie, our daughter, and I went to a global warming meeting in Red Bluff, and June was there. And it was so funny because when they finally opened it for questions, she was the first one they picked to ask a question to, or let her ask questions, because she looked so harmless. And she blasted them with both barrels.
I just wanted to see if I looked any better in this camera. See, no, it's...
And we would like to point out the sign behind us. We were telling you guys at the last open mic about our signs. This is the really cool looking one. It says, they did not fight and die for health care or government control. They fought for freedom. Well, Mike, what would you like to say?
Well, you said global warming, and I ran over here, and now I don't know what to say, but it's getting kind of cold in here, isn't it? Is it getting cold in here? I think so. Al Gore did invent it. Yes, we know that now from the mainstream media.
Okay, so Mike will be jogging over to the other camera to perform another song. We hope you guys are enjoying this. We thank you so much for coming out here and partaking.
I want to try to just give you guys some nice music. Just go ahead and carry on. I hope you're having a great time. She was an old woman named after her mother. Her old man was another child that's grown old. If dreams were like thunder, yeah, and lightning desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Well, make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Paint me a poster of an old rodeo. Well, just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. She was a young girl. She had her a cowboy. Well, he weren't much to look at, just a free rambling man. But that was a long time. No matter how she tried, the Years simply flow by like a broken down dam. Well, make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Well, paint me a poster of an old rodeo. Well, just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Well, there's flies in the kitchen. I can hear 'em a-buzzing. But I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. Yeah. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning and come home in the evening and have nothing to say? Well, make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Well, paint me a poster of an old rodeo. Well, just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. It's just a hard way to go. It's just a hard way to go. Thank you. Now, folks, I hope everybody is starting to hear about BigDawg Music Mafia. I know we keep pushing it, and the folks over at BigDawg have done some incredible stuff. I really am nothing of a singer when you start going around BigDawg Music Mafia and checking out the people there that are singing and doing their stuff. We have a lot of talent on BigDawg Music Mafia, and kind of one of the ideas about the whole thing is that we want to go around that mainstream media, and you guys all want somebody to go around that media, don't you? I mean, we want a route other than CNN or, you know. So here's a little piece of good news, and I hope I got the numbers right, but we were looking at some numbers for BigDawg Music Mafia, and it is going through the ceiling. And it's like, and correct me if I'm wrong on chat, Lisa, but I believe 78,000 for 2 months for viewers, and something like 7,000. Get a correction if I need it, Katie. And something like 7,000 plus new listeners all in 2 months' time, and it's just incredible. So we're building a media, we're building an outlet. We got music for kids. We got music for, rappers, and it's country, it's rock, it's urban hip-hop, and all that stuff is reaching the audiences we need to reach. So if you can support BigDawg by just showing up, we love those numbers. And they got a great music radio station now, BigDawg Radio. You can click on this BigDawg Radio, and it tells you who's playing, it tells you the name of the song, and then you listen to those lyrics and you realize, man, there are some people out there writing for us. They're singing what we think. They're singing what we feel. And so I encourage you all, try out BigDawg Music Mafia. Pardon me? It's the internet. So it's the computer, and it's BigDawg, DAWG, music.com. I have their... If you want to write it down later, that's BigDawg. That's our symbol or our logo. And anyways, I stole the song from a friend of mine, Chip Murray. BigDawgers. They knew this was coming because Chip's awesome, and he writes one after another that just, it blows you away, this guy, the stuff he's doing. But this is a song called Wide Awake by Chip Murray, and once again, it's us. So let's see how you like this one. Sunshine or fire's glow makes no difference with your eyes closed. So many people looking for what they just can't see. We're hunkered down in the daily fight. Our souls wear shadows from the lack of light. I'm so tired of running, God, please let me get some sleep. Whatever happened to American dreams? We're freaking zombies in our lifeless schemes. Madison's chasing us from who we need to be. But I am wide awake. I am so wide awake. I curse the darkness knowing daylight has a way of showing, but freedom shines when I'm wide awake. The choice is simple when there isn't one. Is your finger on the trigger of a smoking gun? Is it easier for you to leave it up to me to be what will be? I know your children, they look up to you. You set the stage by the things you do. You burn up your days and tuck them in at night. Turn out the light. What if you only had one day? What would you do now to make it pay? Could you say all the things that are in your head to say in just one day? And I am wide awake. I am so wide awake. I guess I'll keep on trying. Summer has a way of flying, but life is good when we're wide awake. I will live my dreams when I'm wide awake. I will follow the sun when I'm wide awake. I will be the one when I'm wide awake. Thank you. Thank you, Chip. I'm going to have to start sending Chip the proceeds. I'll clap for him tonight because he's an awesome writer, and by those words you see we have some real talent. It's incredible, some of the songs and music coming out of these people, and they're just everybody. They're just like me and you, and they've pulled up what they can. They're doing it. They're never going to Nashville. Well, some of them will, I suppose, but the thing is, we're getting behind them. We're pushing them. So we have a new media. And we're growing and growing, and hopefully, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, BigDawg. Okay, we're going to do a little interview with Keith Parrish, who is our Willows Tea Party leader.
Who's the leader of the Tea Party?
Yeah, who is it? Yeah, you just made me think about that, and suddenly I'm frightened.
Who's the Tea Party leader?
I am. There they are.
Well, that's a relief. There's much more of us than I thought.
Well, go ahead, Keith. Tell us what it's like to take over the reins of a relatively new Tea Party and get it going.
Well, I'll tell you, it's very interesting because I would say I came in about the 6th meeting, and I'd have to say my personal journey to becoming awake and starting to participate probably reflects what was going on in our chapter. A while back, I just started having a vague feeling that something was wrong, and what I watch on TV, there was a big disconnect with what I was seeing on TV and my feeling of what really was happening. But I didn't know what to do about it. I ran into one of my local neighbors, told me about the Tea Party, and I came there. And and from there, I started learning about the Constitution and how our participation really empowers us to take on corporate America. And but for me, like our Tea Party, it started with a vague desire to do something and has built from there. In Willows, Monty Carter originally did it. I became the MC about 2 weeks ago, so I have all of the expertise and authority of about 2 hours. But Monty Carter and his wife Patsy, and with the support of the Reading Group and a lot of you folks that I've seen here today, came down and helped us start getting more organized. And from there, we started confronting issues. And we started with the water issues going on and the bloody mess of that Prop 84 is, and it's just built from there. Where Willows is concerned, we're right now we're working on getting everybody to the point where they're comfortable writing their elected representatives, and we're starting to get people online and get them internet savvy, and we're still growing from there. That's about the extent of where we at. Okay, generally 18 to 23. It's a pretty consistent group that we've got there.
Well, now tell them what you did last week to try to get the people more involved.
Karaoke. Oh, okay. Once I found myself being the master of ceremonies, I've been in the DJ and karaoke business for more than a decade, and I've got a lot of folks once a month that come over to my house. I have anywhere from 20 to 50 people show up once a month to do karaoke, and I got this bright idea that if I start mixing my Tea Party friends with my karaoke friends, I might end up with a whole lot more Tea Party friends. So we tried that out this last Saturday, and Monty and Patsy came, and one of our other members, and I'm going to work on more of the folks in Willows to get them there, because virtually everybody, whether they're awake or not in this country, they realize something's wrong. And like myself, they've got a vague feeling, what do I do about it? Where do I go to do something about it? And that's what I'm hoping. That's why I'm hoping we'll end up with more people, from mixing the two groups. But at this point, it's a vague hope. I haven't seen anything concrete come from it either.
Well, Lisa, I told him that's a great idea, and he needs to join BigDawg Music Mafia and do an open mic session with the Tea Party and his karaoke group combined.
Well, that is a great idea, and that's something I'm going to work towards.
Well, thank you, Keith. And if Tom would like to come over now, he wanted to talk about a tribute to Woody Guthrie, I believe. Okay.
Okay, I'm Tom Moeller from the Red Tea Party Patriots, and this next Saturday there's going to be a tribute to Woody Guthrie. Everybody thinks of him as one of the most famous folk songs in the United States. Well, I would like to uncover the real Woody Guthrie to you, and I'm going to read this if I can. Okay? This Land Is Your Land is one of the United States' most famous folk songs. Its lyrics were written by Woody Guthrie in 1940 based on an existing melody in critical response to Irving Berlin's God Bless America, which Guthrie considered unrealistic and complacent. Tired of hearing Kate Smith sing it on the radio, he wrote a response, originally called God Bless America for Me. Guthrie's varied his lyrics over time, sometimes including more overly political verses in line with his sympathetic views of communism. Then appeared in recordings and publications. Now, I would like to read some of his lyrics for you. I'm going to read them. I can't sing like these professionals up here. So bear with me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land is made for you and me. There was a big high wall there that tried to stop me. The sign was painted. It said private property. On the back side, it didn't say anything. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said, no trespassing. No, but on the other side, it didn't say anything. That side was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that Freedom Highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. In the square of the city, in the shadow of the steeple, by the relief office, I'd seen my people. As they stood there, hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? This land is made for... This land is your land. This land... I'm messing up here. This land is your land. This land is my land. From Karl Marx City to California, from the UN to the White House, this land is made for you and me. Now, when you go pay your $20 or $25 up there at the State Theater in Reading, I just want you to know who you're making this contribution to. So be aware of what's going on in our community. Thank you.
Okay, and I would like to make an announcement to all of you that don't know and remind those that do that August 15th there is a protest against cap and trade down in Sacramento on the west steps of the Capitol building, and I would love to see us rent a bus and all of us get on it and go down there. When you go down to Sacramento and participate in one of those rallies, it is so awesome. It's just inspiring. So we need to get out there and try to block cap and trade. It's from 11 to 1. August 15th.
Okay, I have a brand new song. Haven't done it too many times or too many places, and I'm really going to throw a twist here. because my Big Dog Music Mafia friends know it goes something like this, but I've got a second version. So I'll just give you a little taste of the first version. I wanted to ratchet it up. It starts like this. And it just rocks. But I'm kind of a country kind of boy in the first place, so here's my second version of the same song. And it's called How to Change a Culture. How do you change a culture? It starts about age 5 in a public school with a teacher who believes that Saul Alinsky jive. Well, you make damn sure that reading is not a top priority. You teach them healthy food, environment, and government dependency. We're getting the chords. You pump them up with self-esteem, even though they cannot read. Teach them to hate what made us great and label it as greed. Oh no. How do you change a culture? It helps to dumb it down. Rewrite history with liberal lies, and you pass them all around. You put it in a textbook. You hand it to our youth. And then you tell the lie until the lie becomes the truth. Oh, no, no. How do you change a culture? You do it through the kids. You push and prod and you pull them onto the campus where you live. You fill their heads with crazy stuff, like they deserve what's mine, like capitalism is a evil thing and profits are a crime. Oh, no, no, no. Change your culture. And then when you change that culture, use words like hope and change to trick them from their freedom for tyranny in exchange. And they will march to Wall Street and tread upon our flag with their iPhones, iPads, laptops, and their Walmart sleeping bags. Oh, no. That'd be our babies. How do we change a culture? We do it through the kids. We teach the Constitution, and we instill pride in where we live. Teach them to read, so if all else fails, they can teach themselves the truth. How do we change culture, man? We do it through the youth. That's how we do it. And that'd be our baby. And we're talking about their freedom. Thank you. Is that cool? Let me say one thing here. I wanted to make sure everybody knows Alfred and Judy, they do have the store open and running, so if you guys want something other than lemonade or tea, there's other kinds of drinks. And anyways, just want to let you know the door's open, and they appreciate all you folks coming out to their property. Okay, we have an interview, and I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, Monty.
And this is Monty Carter from the Willows Tea Party.
Thank you a lot. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Willows Tea Party. It started as a product from the National Night Out last August, and we invited the people from the Corning Group to help us get started, and Terry and Sally Raposa came down, and I thought I could stand there and hold the horse for the tea party and let everybody do the work. But that didn't quite happen. I ended up being the den mother. And anyway, we got her in the air. We were able to have some very interesting guest speakers. We've had your from Tehama County, Dave Hincrat, who we've known for many years. He was our neighbor a long time ago. And we've had Sheriff Jones. We've been able to get the Chief of Police. Doug LaMalfa has come and been our guest speaker, and several others. But the main person I'd like to really mention, we have a lady that was in occupied Holland when she was a child. She could tell us all about the Nazi occupation, and she's seen many similarities in the background now that we are seeing. Like gun registration and all that. That's how it all started. You register all the guns, and then you go around and you gather up all the problem people, and that's the way it went. Anyway, I was really relieved when Keith Parrish offered to take over the den mother's job, because he's very computer literate. I'm downright scary ignorant. I don't even touch it. But I want to thank everybody that's helped it work, and encourage anybody to get involved more so. And thank you a lot.
Thank you, Monty, and to your wife, Patsy. You guys have been a tremendous force for the Tea Party in Willows and the surrounding area. We went out, and Mike Went and I were on their Tea Party float 3 times this year, and it was Keith's sailboat. It was awesome. And we won 3rd place in Las Molinas.
How many? I mean, it was a lot.
Do you guys know how many entries were in the parade? A couple hundred. It was a lot. Okay, Mark, do you want to come on up? And we are going to do an interview here with Mark. And he doesn't officially belong to a Tea Party, but he is right there in our way of thinking.
Wanted to bring to your attention another threat that we have in our state's ever thirst and hunger to have power and extract money from our wallets. Many of you own tractors or diesel trucks or pickups or all that. Anybody familiar with CARB? It's not something you eat that you shouldn't be. It's called California Air Resource Board. Do a search and look up the stuff they're trying to push. Anybody have a brand new diesel pickup? Well, if you do, you have to buy this blue death stuff. It's basically cow pee you have to put in it. It takes 1 molecule of nitrogen out of the exhaust. I'm a tractor mechanic for a living, and if they would have their way, they'd like to see every tractor that probably all of you own, unless you own a brand new one or one a couple years old, gone. I talked to a guy that owns a tractor dealership down in Yuba City, and he said that what EPA wants them to do when a used tractor comes in that's perfectly good working order, they want them to call them so they can put a hole in the block. They're trying to take away our freedom to do what we want to do on our own land, take care of our families, take care of our farms and ranches, and this is going through, and there's been people go to Sacramento and talk about that, and they go, okay, thanks, we don't care, next. But if more than one of us go down, or more than one of us write to talk about this, maybe we can move the ball a little further on our side of the court. So I want to let you be aware of that. Thanks.
And I do believe that that's covered with the cap and trade, isn't it?
That's part of it.
It's part of it. So, hope to see you in Sacramento. Alrighty. Thank you. Brenda wants to step up to the plate, so...
I didn't cook the part. What am I going to talk about today? Probably the biggest thing that I could talk about to everyone is not being afraid to stand up at these meetings. I don't know if some of you come to the meetings. We've had a lot of water meetings, supervisor meetings. I'm usually pretty vocal with what I have to say. I've just learned not to be afraid. I get up, I say what I think. I don't care if they like it. But
you know what you're saying.
And what I found is that they're undereducated. They have no idea what they're doing, where they're taking us, and they put on the guise of being maybe conservative and sometimes patriots, and they're not. I find it very disheartening sometimes at the meetings. We are pushed aside. We're given our 3 minutes, and then we're told to sit down. They're very dismissive to us, and I find it hard. And what has happened is I've gotten more angry. I stand up and I tell them what I think, and I'm not nice about it. I'm not soft about it, and maybe I have a little bit of a bad reputation, but I'm okay with that too. And so I just encourage everyone, just stand up and say anything. Talk from your heart. No matter what it is, just get up and say something from your heart. If you don't like what's happening, you have to say something. Because if you don't, they're going to steamroll over all of us. We will survive. We will get ahead in numbers. That's for sure. And they hate it. They know our name. They Delphi us when we come to these events. They pick us apart. They take us to separate rooms. They know the instigators. They know the patriots. And they don't want us there. So they pick us apart. And we have to come in numbers. At all of these meetings and all these events, you have to come in numbers. So get your carload full and come and get up and speak and do your 3 minutes, because every 3 minutes that you speak, we're delaying these meetings off. You figure 200 people get up and speak for 3 minutes, they're not getting through their meeting, and that's what we need. We need to delay, and get more and more educated. And there's people there that will help you. We're all there to help you. I'm not saying I know everything about it, but I get up and speak anyway. And I just encourage everyone to come and do the same.
Thank you, Brenda. Unfortunately, on a lot of those meetings, they call them scoping meetings, but they've already made the decisions before they come talk to us. Yes, and we have another person.
I just want to follow in Brenda's coattails there and tell you that we have a mutual acquaintance in the Reading Tea Party who just went last weekend to a climate change conference at Lake Tahoe. they were talking about how they had to watch out for the Tea Party. So don't for a second think that the Tea Party isn't being effective. And they're well aware that we're not going to sit down and take this, that we are going to speak up. So I just encourage you. We have lots of us, many other things to do in our lives, but there's nothing more important than God and country, guys, and our families. And that's what I think our Tea Parties are all about, is preserving our freedoms and our government, which our founding fathers, under divine providence, set forth for us under our U.S. Constitution. So don't be shy. Get up there and speak your mind. Go with the facts that you know so that you are as credible as you can be, and they have to listen to you. And Brenda's right. There's power in numbers. Listen, they've been organized for a long time to get this far, so we just have a lot of catching up to do, and we can do it with God's help. God bless you all.
Thank you. Okay, and Patsy from the Willows Tea Party decided that she wants to talk too.
I can't let money have all the thunder. I've been sitting here listening to all of this, and there's something that I really want to tell all of you. I want you to think about something. Every problem that we have in this country is due to liberalism. And think about what would happen if we had conservatives running our country, state, county. All of our problems would go away. The things that we're talking about, like the Environmental Protection Agency, it'll go down the river, and all those things. That's all I really have to say. Who's out there? Is that Leonard Cooper out there? Oh, oh, there he is. There he is. I'm sorry, Leonard. Anyway, another thing that Monty forgot to mention, and he wanted me to tell you this. The lady that came and spoke to our group that lived in occupied Holland, after she spoke at our group, we had a news person there, did a beautiful article on her, and it came out in the Tri-Counties newspaper. It was in 4 newspapers. And as a result of the articles, the high schools contacted her and asked her to come and speak to their high schools. It's very rare that we have someone still living in our society that lived through Nazi-occupied country. So she was very effective, and a good Christian woman too. So, and a good conservative. So anyway, just keep the conservative message out there. We've got to get this house cleaned up so we can get our country cleaned up. Thank you.
Does anybody else want to have a few words? Bob, come on up. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. I forgot. I'm getting old. Go ahead, Bob, and then we'll get him.
My name is Bob Mueller. I've been with the Corning Tea Party for, I guess, going on 2 years. And I originally got in with them because I was strong on the Second Amendment. As you know, our politicians are really weak on the Second Amendment and most of the Constitution. So Dean Blankenship told me when I joined, we're mostly an educational group. And I learned a lot. There's a lot to learn what's going on with our government. And I just wrote down a few things that I do and don't like. Well, for me, it's about freedom and choice. It's about getting back to the Constitution. It's about keeping our water rights that Brenda talked about, and remaining a sovereign country and abolishing the United Nations, which is a playpen for dictators. Now, you all probably know that. Okay, it's about developing domestic energy. We've got it. Why send our money to Arabia so those countries so they can support terrorist groups to kill our people in our military. I'm getting a little sick of it, and I suppose you are too. And of course, for a whole lot smaller government. And I'd like to see us abolish a few of these federal departments that I've found out are a total waste of money and getting us nowhere, like the Federal Department of Education, the Department of Energy, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. I went to the meeting up to Reading and listened to all the crap that they could pour out on us, and I got sick of them. We can do without them. And, of course, everybody knows that the EPA is doing their share to ruin this country. And you can't go without mentioning the IRS. I'm for going to some kind of a consumer tax because the IRS is totally out of hand. Everybody here knows that, and they're going to get worse. I like to see us in foreign aid, and why should we pay money to China and have to borrow it and then pay it back? It sounds like somebody in Washington is something wrong, really wrong with them people up there. Our foreign aid that goes through the UN, the United Nations, usually goes to countries like North Korea and Iran, which maybe you've heard that some of it did. Let's see, if I remember, to North Korea, they were going to send them money for computers so they could upgrade their patent office. Now, if you can believe they have a patent office, there's something pretty bad somewhere. And then they were going to send the same stuff to Iran so they would have new computers, I suppose, to run their all the missiles they want to send our way when they get where they can shoot them far enough. And I didn't write down, let's see, the two housing organizations, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They've been wasting millions of our dollars for years. I'd like to see that go. And he just talked about CARB, which I think they're taking this stuff a little extreme and a little bit too far. Does anybody else out here have an organization that I haven't mentioned? Yeah, that's a couple of more. Somebody out here? Yeah, you've got that right. I didn't remember that. Come on. Somebody else has probably got a favorite federal organization they want to get rid of. Yeah, just said that. I said that. Yeah. There's all kinds, but I find from what I have heard and read that a lot of this stuff comes from the United Nations. If we can get out of the United Nations, we can get rid of a whole lot of this stuff, like Agenda 21 and the backdoor registration and confiscation of firearms. And, well, I'm going on here. Does anybody else like to speak? I'm kind of a bashful person, but I'm kind of getting over it. The last group I spoke to that was this big, I was addressing some people sitting at a table, and when I looked back to see if anybody else would like to speak, everybody else had gone. So, you ready? Come on. Come on up. Yeah, that'd be a big help. There you go.
Thank you, Bob. My name is Joe. I'm with the Red Bluff Tea Party. Our Constitution starts out with what? We the people. It doesn't say about anything about we the white people, we the black people, we the brown people, yellow people, or we the red people. It says we are what? We are the people. We the people. I want anybody out there on the internet to understand one thing. Racism lives in liberal land. That's where it resides. That's where it comes from. I want to encourage all you people that are out there that are we the people black, we the people white, we the people brown, we the people yellow, to join the Tea Party. Because the only really honest, blind to color organization there is in this country is the Tea Party. 100%. So if you can, don't hesitate. Don't be afraid. Like I said, the only real racist people out there are Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, and the entire Black Caucus. Okay, guys? So if you're non-white, come and join us. Find out what America is really all about, and find out what it's really like to be in a blind, colorblind organization. Can I have everybody yell at me one time? We the people. We the people. That, my friend, is what you're going to get when you join the Tea Party. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Well said. We're going to turn it back to Mike. Maybe he can finish us off with a song or two.
There is one little piece of I got to call attention to something. There's a young lady here named Kaylee. Kaylee's with the Corning junior football team. Is it with Corning High School, Kaylee? Come here, honey. Kaylee has dollar raffle tickets for her football team. So it's this young lady here, pretty little thing in a yellow shirt. She's got dollar raffle tickets for, and who is the team? The Corning, how do I say their name? Corning. It's Corning Youth Football. Thank you. Thanks, Kaylee. Okay. Okay, I've got one more song for you, and I wrote it. And it's called Patriots. So guess what it's about? It's us. Can you believe we've come this far? I even wore out my old guitar, just trying to open up an eye or two. You've seen us out there on the street, standing tall on our swollen feet. Don't you think we don't have nothing else to do? We kicked some ass in 2010. Patriots across the land. We're in it for the red, the white, and the blue. We are the sleeping dragon. It's wide awake. We're in it for our children's sake. We will not stop. There's still so much to do. School board, city council, infiltrate the RNC, writing songs and initiatives, fighting for our property. Minutemen and patriot riders on the job for sure. People walking precincts, Tea Parties out on tour, cleaning up the voter rolls, meeting every week. A letter writing, making calls, standing up to speak. Voter registration drives and circulate petitions. We got talk show hosts on the radio. I'd say we're on a mission. Mark? Whoa! Can you believe the the things that they say. They play the race card most every day, and we just smile with victory in our sight. You know, the more they taunt, the more we smile. The names they call us, they're pretty vile. It smells like fear, they're gonna lose the fight. Describing themselves is what we see, shades of pure hypocrisy. Their words of hate is right out in the light. We don't care about the shade of skin, we just care about what you have within. It's all about what's wrong and what's right. We're left, we're right, we're mom, we're pop, working for our liberty. Young, we're old, we're short, we're tall, we do it for posterity. Young, we're old, we're black, we're white, every shade between. We live out in the country, we live the American dream. We're city folk, we're countrified, some wear the uniform. We're lawyers and we're farmers and we're gonna get it done. We're taking back our freedom, restoring liberty, and in the end it's we the people won't stand for tyranny. No, 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 no. Thank you, guys. And now, do we have another interview you'd like to do? Okay, we're going to give another interview.
She wants to share what she does when solicitors call.
Oh.
Well, I get lots of them. My name's Ozella, and so I ask them where they're from, and I'm real friendly, and I start talking to them before they get a chance to solicit me. And I ask them if they've ever heard of the Tea Party, and a lot of them are young people, and they had no idea what the Tea Party was. And one older lady, I asked her about it, and she said, yeah, I went to one when I was a kid. And so you get all kinds of things. But anyhow, I suggest that they look up David Barton by wallbuilders.com, Glenn Beck, and a few other people that I can think about while I got the ear. And they get off the phone most of the time. I've only had a couple of rude ones that were Democrats. And, excuse me, they were. But anyhow, he listened for a while, and he said he had to go, and I said that's okay. So, but anyhow, we talked pretty good, and I let him know some things. And also, I said, when you look, you kids can take your country back. I said we got 87 new members elected to Congress. I said you'll never hear it on the mainstream media. I said watch a little Fox. You'd be surprised how many times they say there, and when I get off the phone, they thank me for the information. And I don't know how many. I got one from San Francisco, and I go, well, that's going to waste my energy. But this guy listened to me. I don't know how long he listened, and you know what he said? He said, there's so many of us out here that believe in that, but we don't know what to do. And I said, this is your country. You can take it back. And I don't know how many lives I've touched just by getting them on the phone when they solicit me. So another idea I have is I plan to go and get about 20. We sell the 20 cards for $1 when it gets a little later in the year. And I'm going to go door to door, maybe with a friend, and invite them to the tea parties. And we can take our country back little by little. And if they're excited, I'm going to ask them if we can. I think our steering committee decided we'd make up some cards like that one, like a real estate sign, and we can ask them if we can put a sign in their front yard. And so I plan to do that and do my part. I don't do very much, but I do those kind of things. And whatever you're gifted at, if you can walk in your neighborhood, get a friend to walk, take some cards with you. If you run into a friend, invite them to the tea party, have them in your wallet at all times. And then I told those kids, when you get educated, there's books there at the tea parties. They'll educate you, and you have the responsibility to tell every of your friends and have them tell their friends. And they get off the phone thanking me most of the time. So I thought I'd encourage everybody that's a little bit we can all do And if you get to another Tea Party, you can suggest they do that if you'd like. So we got to keep it going. Ground is the way, one by one, and so we can take our country back. Thanks.